Well, believe it or not, we are almost at the end of another year, and whether you regret that fact because you greatly fear what's coming in the next year, or embrace it because you feel optimistic about what's coming next year, it gives all of us a time to reflect and where we've come from, what we've been through over the last 2.5 years now, who and what we've lost, the relationships we've lost, the trust in our public institutions that we've lost. And all of that makes it easy, I think, to dwell on our uniqueness. And that's a natural consequence of feeling persecuted, feeling like the victim, to feel like people have never been persecuted like this in history. But of course they have, time and time again. We have gone through these kinds of totalitarian waves that ebb and flow throughout history. And the great thing is the indomitability of the human spirit, that however small or however localized it is in a given population, it always resists. It can't help but do anything else but resists when it knows something to be wrong. It's human nature, I think, to flirt with the idea of trading our freedom for certain gifts or benefits or perks that are offered in return, free stuff. And that's because freedom is incredibly hard work. I taught philosophy in university for almost 20 years, and I started to realize over the last 4 or 5 years especially that students increasingly became less interested in being free, less interested in having choices. And that's because I think in this modern world in which we are bombarded, in which we are attacked on all fronts by a massive assault of information and opportunity for choice, it feels like making decisions about things like our health care or who to vote for in an election or what kind of life to make for ourselves, all of that feels like work. So making your way in life, figuring out not just who you are, but where you're going and what you can be, it's not so easy. It's not so easy to figure out what to do with your freedom, what kinds of decisions to make when those decisions are the most important ones. And that's why I think socialism, totalitarianism, statism are always so intoxicating. They always have been, they always will be. And that's why a defense mechanism is our lack of memory about their harms, our ability to gloss over the harms that they've done in the past. And as Matthias Desmet says, we cycle through these totalitarian waves, but the point is we always cycle through them. We always learn our lesson and realize that what we're being offered in exchange for giving up our freedom is always eclipsed by the right to be the authors of our own lives. And I hope that as we get to the end of this year, 2022, and going into the next one, that you will feel some hope in that, some degree of optimism in that, and realize that on a daily basis, however hard it is to be an outlier in your tribe, to be a misfit in a community of people who would rather outsource their thinking, that you have something that is so much more precious, that it is priceless, that no one can take from you, and that will always make your life better than anything the state or the group can offer you in exchange for that. Thanks for hanging out with me today. If you enjoyed watching this video, please consider making a tax-deductible donation to the democracyfund.ca/donate.